Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever spoken and you just knew nobody was really listening? Maybe they nodded politely, maybe they checked their phones, or worse, they just completely tuned out? Now let's flip that. Have you ever seen someone walk into a room and just own the space with their voice alone? They speak and people lean in. They don't just hear them, they feel them. What's the difference? It's not luck, it's not talent, it's learnable. And today I'm going to teach you how to speak in a way that makes people stop, listen, and remember what you say. Energy is everything. Communication is 7% words, 38% tone, and 55% body language. That means before you even say something, people are picking up on your energy. Are you coming from a place of passion, confidence, and certainty? Or are you hesitating, doubting yourself, and shrinking? The first key to speaking so people listen is to show up with energy, own the space, command attention, not with arrogance, but with certainty. Clarity wins every time. If you don't know exactly what your message is, neither will they. The greatest speakers don't waste words, they don't ramble, they get to the point, and they do it with power. Before you speak, ask yourself, what's the core message I need them to walk away with? Why should they care? But if you don't answer these questions first, you'll lose them before you even begin. Stop speaking like a textbook, start telling stories. Information doesn't inspire people, stories do. Think of the best speeches you've ever heard. They weren't lists of facts. They were powerful, emotional, and engaging stories that made you feel something. If you want people to listen, give them something they can see in their minds. Create images, create emotion, because when people feel something, they remember it. Tonality, the secret weapon of influence. Listen, if you speak in a flat, boring tone, game over, no one is listening. But when you use vocal variety, pausing for effect, raising and lowering your voice, using different speeds, you control the energy of the room. Think of Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. He wasn't just saying words, he was using his voice to move people. Your voice is an instrument. Learn to play it, engage, involve, and connect. The best speakers don't just talk, they create conversation, ask questions, use people's names, make eye contact, get them involved in what you're saying, because when people feel like they're part of the experience, they listen differently. It's not about you, it's about them. The power of authenticity and passion. People don't buy perfect, they buy real. If you want people to listen, you have to mean what you say. Passion isn't taught, it's felt. When you truly believe in what you're saying, when you speak from a place of genuine conviction, people can't help but listen. Because here's the truth, people don't remember what you said, they remember how you made them feel. Final thought, speak like a leader. If you want to be heard, don't just talk, lead. Speak with confidence. Speak with certainty. Speak in a way that makes people stop, lean in, and say, this matters. Because when you learn to speak so people listen, you can change lives. Now go out there and make your voice count. How's that? Do you want me to tweak anything or add more details? Energy is everything when it comes to communication. Before you even speak, people are already picking up on your energy, your presence, and the way you carry yourself. Think about it. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the energy shift because of someone's presence? Maybe they exuded confidence, excitement, or certainty, and suddenly everyone was drawn to them. On the flip side, you've probably also seen people who, the moment they open their mouth, seem to drain the room of energy. Their voice is dull, their posture's weak, and it feels like they don't even believe in what they're saying. The truth is, people don't just listen to what you say, they listen to how you make them feel. And if your energy isn't strong, compelling, and engaging, they're gone before you even finish your first sentence. Energy in communication is not about being the loudest person in the room or forcing enthusiasm where it doesn't exist. It's about the conviction and certainty behind your words. When you believe in what you're saying with every fiber of your being, your energy shifts. People pick up on that. They lean in, they engage, and they connect with you on a deeper level. That's because energy is contagious. If you show up excited, passionate, and fully present, others will feel that and mirror it back to you. If you show up uncertain, hesitant, or flat, their engagement drops and they mentally check out. One of the quickest ways to elevate your energy is through your physiology. The way you move your body, the way you stand, and the way you breathe all influence the way you speak. Think of the difference between someone slouching with their head down, mumbling their words, versus someone standing tall, making eye contact, and speaking with confidence. The second person commands attention without even trying. Before you speak, take a deep breath, stand strong, and step into the energy you want to project. Your voice is another critical factor. A monotone voice is a death sentence for engagement. If your voice lacks energy, your words won't land the way you want them to. Inflection, variation, and intentional pauses all create a dynamic rhythm that keeps people hooked. Think about great speakers like Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, or Martin Luther King Jr. They don't just say words, they deliver them with power, conviction, and presence. But here's the key: energy must be authentic. People can tell when you're faking it. You don't need to be bouncing off the walls with enthusiasm if that's not you, but you do need to be fully engaged and present in the moment. When you're truly passionate about what you're saying, that energy naturally comes through. People want to listen to those who radiate certainty and belief in their message. So before you speak, ask yourself, do I believe in what I'm about to say? Am I showing up with energy that makes people want to listen? Because when you master your energy, you master influence. If you don't know exactly what you want to say, neither will your audience. Clarity is the foundation of powerful communication. The greatest speakers in the world aren't the ones who use the most words, they're the ones who use the right words. They don't ramble, they don't go off on tangents, and they certainly don't speak just to fill the silence. They know that every word they say must have a purpose. When you speak with clarity, people listen, but if your message is unclear, confusing, or scattered, people will tune out within seconds. Most people don't struggle with speaking because they lack knowledge. They struggle because they lack clarity. They try to include too much information, thinking that more words equal more impact, but that's a mistake. The human brain craves simplicity. People don't remember complicated, drawn-out explanations. They remember short, impactful, and well-structured ideas. If you want people to listen and remember what you say, your message must be razor-sharp and focused. Before you speak, ask yourself these two critical questions. What is the core message I need them to walk away with? Why should they care? If you can't answer those questions clearly in a single sentence, you're not ready to speak yet. Your audience doesn't have time to figure out your message for you. It's your job to make it crystal clear from the start. One of the most effective ways to gain clarity is through structure. Great speakers don't just throw words out randomly. They organize their thoughts in a way that makes it easy for people to follow. One of the best structures to use is the rule of three, where you break your message down into 3 key points or 3 major ideas. Why? Because the human brain naturally remembers things in threes. Think about it: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Just do it. Stop, drop, and roll. There's a reason why the most powerful messages in history follow this pattern. It works. Another way to sharpen your message is to cut the fluff. Many people dilute their impact by using filler words like like, or basically. These words weaken your authority and make you sound unsure. Instead, embrace the power of pauses. A well-placed pause is far more powerful than a meaningless filler word. It adds weight to your words, builds anticipation, and keeps people engaged. Clarity also comes from speaking in a way that is relatable. If you use jargon, complex terminology, or overly intellectual language, you risk losing your audience. The best communicators simplify their message without dumbing it down. They explain ideas in a way that anyone, regardless of background, can understand. Albert Einstein once said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." If you truly understand what you're talking about, you should be able to communicate it in a way that a child could grasp. A great way to test your clarity is through feedback. Before giving an important speech or presentation, try explaining your message to a friend or someone outside your field. If they can repeat back what you said in their own words and fully understand it, you're on the right track. If they look confused or have follow-up questions, you need to refine your message. Another mistake many speakers make is focusing too much on themselves rather than the audience. The truth is, people don't care about what you say until they understand how it applies to them. The best speakers make their message audience-centered. They don't just share information, they make it relevant, personal, and meaningful. Before you speak, put yourself in your audience's shoes and ask, why does this matter to them? How does this improve their life, solve a problem, or inspire them? One of the fastest ways to lose an audience is to be vague, saying things like, we need to improve communication, or you should be more confident, doesn't tell people how to do it. Vague statements don't inspire action. Instead, be specific. If you want people to improve communication, tell them exactly what steps to take. If you want them to be more confident, give them a strategy they can apply immediately. Clarity creates action, and action leads to results. The greatest leaders and communicators throughout history all understood the power of clarity. When Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his I Have a Dream speech, his message was unmistakable. He didn't give a long, complicated dissertation. He painted a clear, vivid picture of his vision. People didn't just hear his words, they felt them because they were so direct and powerful. Clarity also means knowing when to stop talking. Some people think that in order to sound smart or impressive, they need to keep talking, but the opposite is true. The more words you use, the more likely you are to lose your audience. The best communicators know how to deliver their message with impact and then stop talking. They don't over-explain, they don't repeat themselves unnecessarily, and they don't talk just to fill space. They say what needs to be said, and then they let the message sink in. If you want people to listen when you speak, focus on clarity above all else. Know your message, structure it well, eliminate the fluff, make it relevant, and keep it simple. When you do this, your words won't just be heard, they'll be remembered. People don't connect with information, they connect with emotions. And the most powerful way to create an emotional connection is through storytelling. Facts and data may be important, but on their own, they don't inspire action, they don't stick in people's minds. But a well-told story, that's unforgettable. Stories engage the imagination, make messages relatable, and allow listeners to see themselves in the experience. They activate the brain in ways that plain information never could. Think about the greatest speeches, presentations, or conversations you've ever experienced. What do you remember most? It's rarely a list of facts or bullet points. It's the story that was told. It's the struggle, the triumph, the lesson embedded in the narrative. That's because storytelling taps into a universal human experience. No matter who you are or where you come from, your brain is wired to respond to stories. The reason storytelling works so well is that it transforms abstract concepts into something tangible. If you tell someone hard work leads to success, it's just a statement. But if you tell a compelling story about someone who faced adversity, pushed through challenges, and ultimately succeeded, that lesson becomes real. People don't just hear it, they feel it. And when they feel it, they remember it. Effective storytelling doesn't mean you need to be a novelist or a performer. It simply means structuring your message in a way that draws people in. The most engaging stories follow a simple formula: setup, challenge, and resolution. You introduce the situation, present the conflict or struggle, and then reveal the outcome or lesson. This structure keeps people engaged because it creates curiosity, tension, and resolution, elements that naturally hold attention. Another key to great storytelling is relatability. Your audience should be able to see themselves in your story. The best stories are the ones that resonate on a personal level, making the listener think, that could be me. If your story feels too distant or unrelatable, people will disengage, but if it reflects something they've experienced or felt, they'll be drawn in and emotionally invested. Storytelling is also about delivery. It's not just what you say, but how you say it. Using descriptive language, vivid imagery, and a dynamic voice makes a story come alive. Instead of saying, I was nervous, describe the feeling. My heart was pounding, my palms were sweaty, and my mind was racing with what ifs. Details like these pull people into your world and make the experience more immersive. Most importantly, stories create connection. When you share a personal story, you're allowing people to see the real you. Vulnerability, authenticity, and sincerity make your message more powerful. People don't want to hear a perfect, polished version of events. They want the real, raw, and relatable moments. That's what makes a story truly impactful. So if you want to speak in a way that makes people listen, don't just give them information. Give them a story they'll never forget. Your voice is one of the most powerful tools you have when it comes to communication. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it that determines whether people listen or tune out. Imagine two people delivering the exact same speech, one in a flat, monotonous voice with no variation, and the other using vocal dynamics, pausing at the right moments, and emphasizing key words. Who do you think will hold the audience's attention? And the answer is obvious. Tonality and vocal variety are what bring words to life, turning an ordinary message into something unforgettable. Tonality is the emotion behind your words. People respond to feelings before they process information. If your voice lacks enthusiasm, passion, or conviction, your words lose impact, no matter how important your message is. Think about someone telling a joke without any expression. It falls flat. But when the same joke is told with the right inflection, energy, and timing, it becomes hilarious. That's the power of voice. It's what makes people feel something rather than just hear words. One of the biggest mistakes people make when speaking is using a monotone voice. When every word is delivered in the same pitch and rhythm, it becomes boring and the audience unconsciously checks out. To keep people engaged, you must use vocal variety. This means changing your tone, pace, and volume to create emphasis and maintain interest. Speeding up can build excitement, slowing down can add suspense, and raising your voice can highlight an important point. These subtle shifts make your speech dynamic and captivating. Another crucial element of vocal influence is the pause. Most people are afraid of silence when speaking, but in reality, a well-placed pause is one of the most powerful tools of communication. A pause allows your words to sink in. It builds anticipation. It commands attention. When used correctly, silence is not an absence of sound. It's a presence of meaning. Instead of rushing through your speech or conversation, embrace pauses to create impact. Your tone should also match your message. If you're sharing an inspiring story, your voice should reflect that passion. If you're giving an important directive, your tone should carry authority and certainty. If you're empathizing with someone, your voice should be warm and understanding. People are highly sensitive to tone, often more than to words themselves. You can say, "I'm fine," but if your tone is flat or heavy, people will sense otherwise. That's why mastering vocal delivery is crucial to making people listen. Think about great speakers, Martin Luther King Jr., Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs. They didn't just speak, they performed with their voice. They used rhythm, emotion, and variation to make every word count. That's what made them unforgettable. If you want to speak so people listen, pay attention to how you use your voice. Play with tone, master the pause, emphasize key words, and let your voice reflect your passion. Because when your voice is powerful, your words become impossible to ignore. Confidence is the foundation of effective communication. When you speak with confidence, people naturally pay attention. They trust your words, they believe in your message, and they engage with what you're saying. On the other hand, if you sound uncertain, hesitant, or insecure, it doesn't matter how great your message is, people will doubt it. Confidence isn't just about feeling good inside, it's about projecting certainty and strength through your words, body language, and presence. One of the fastest ways to appear more confident is through body language. Your posture, gestures, and eye contact all communicate how sure you are of yourself. Imagine a speaker who slouches, avoids eye contact, and fidgets nervously. Immediately, their message loses power. Now, picture someone standing tall, shoulders back, making strong eye contact, and using deliberate gestures. Even before they speak, they command attention. Confidence is as much physical as it is mental, so mastering your body language is crucial if you want people to listen. Another key element of confidence is eliminating self-doubt from your speech. Many people weaken their own message without realizing it by using hesitant language. Phrases like, "I think," "I'm not sure but," or "maybe" instantly undermine authority. Compare these two statements, "I believe this is the right approach," versus, "Well, I think maybe this could work." The first one carries certainty and conviction, while the second invites doubt. If you want people to listen, you must speak with authority. Confidence also comes from knowing your message inside and out. Nothing destroys confidence faster than uncertainty. If you're unprepared or unclear about what you're saying, that hesitation will show. The best speakers don't just wing it, they prepare, they practice their key points, anticipate questions, and ensure they fully understand their topic. Preparation builds confidence, and confidence commands attention. But confidence isn't just about appearing strong, it's about genuinely feeling strong. One of the most effective ways to cultivate inner confidence is by managing self-talk. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not a good speaker, people won't take me seriously, or I always mess up, you're setting yourself up for failure. Your mind believes what you tell it. Instead, reinforce positive beliefs like, I have a powerful message, people value what I have to say, and I am a confident speaker. Over time, this shift in mindset transforms the way you communicate. Finally, confidence is built through action. The more you put yourself in situations where you have to speak, the stronger you become. Every conversation, every presentation, and every speech is an opportunity to refine your skills. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop through experience and persistence. When you consistently show up, speak up, and push past fear, you build a presence that makes people stop, listen, and respect what you have to say. Confidence is magnetic, and when you own your voice, the world listens. Authenticity is the secret ingredient that makes people truly connect with you when you speak. People can sense when someone is being real versus when they're putting on an act. If you try to impress people by being someone you're not, they'll pick up on it instantly and you'll lose credibility. But when you speak from a place of honesty, passion, and personal truth, people feel it, they lean in, they listen. Because authenticity is rare, and when people find it, they value it. One of the biggest mistakes people make when communicating is trying to sound too polished, too perfect, or too scripted. While preparation is important, over-rehearsing to the point where you lose your natural personality makes your message feel robotic. The best speakers sound natural, as if they're having a real conversation. They don't memorize words, they internalize ideas and speak from the heart. If you want people to listen, let go of the need to be perfect and focus on being real. Authenticity also means owning your unique style. Not everyone is meant to speak in the same way. Some people are energetic and animated, others are calm and thoughtful. Some are great storytellers, while others get straight to the point. The key is to embrace your natural way of communicating instead of trying to imitate someone else. People don't want a copy of another speaker, they want the real you. Another critical aspect of authenticity is being honest about your experiences. Many people hesitate to share their struggles, mistakes, or failures because they think it makes them look weak. But in reality, vulnerability is a strength. When you're open about challenges you've faced, it makes you relatable. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with honesty. Think about the most inspiring people. You admire them not just for their success, but for the obstacles they overcame to get there. Authenticity also comes through in your body language and tone. If your words say one thing, but your facial expressions and energy say another, people will notice the inconsistency. For example, if someone says, I'm really excited to be here, but their voice is flat and they avoid eye contact, no one will believe them. Your message and your delivery must be aligned. The way to achieve this is simple. Mean what you say. When you genuinely believe in your message, your voice, posture, and expressions will naturally reflect it. Finally, being authentic means speaking with purpose. People can tell when someone is just talking for the sake of talking versus when they truly care about what they're saying. If your words don't come from a place of meaning, they won't have impact. But when you speak from a place of passion, belief, and truth, people feel it. Authenticity isn't about saying the perfect thing. It's about saying the real thing. And when you do that, people won't just listen. They'll trust you, remember you, and be inspired by you. At the heart of powerful communication is the ability to speak in a way that makes people want to listen. It's not about using big words, speaking louder, or trying to impress others. It's about connecting. When you have clarity in your message, when you tell compelling stories, when you use your voice with impact, when you project confidence, and when you speak with authenticity, you don't just communicate, you influence, inspire, and leave a lasting impression. The greatest speakers in history weren't just heard, they were felt. They didn't just talk, they moved people. And the reason they did that was because they understood these principles. They knew that clarity makes people remember. Storytelling makes people care. Tonality makes people engage. Confidence makes people believe, and authenticity makes people trust. You don't have to be born a great speaker to master this. Is a skill, one that can be developed, refined, and strengthened over time. Every conversation, every presentation, and every interaction is an opportunity to practice. The more you implement these principles, the more powerful your words will become. So the next time you speak, whether it's in front of an audience, in a meeting, or in a one-on-one conversation, remember this: your voice has the power to make an impact. Speak with clarity, tell stories that resonate, use your voice with purpose, exude confidence, and above all, be real. Because when you do, people will listen, and your words will have the power to change minds, move hearts, and inspire action.